Gabriel Jesus scored twice as Arsenal won at Inter Milan to maintain their 100% record. Gabriel Jesus scored twice as Arsenal won at Inter Milan to maintain their 100% record in the Champions League and guarantee themselves a top to finish in the league phase of the competition. The Gunners were all but certain of a top 8 finish coming into this match and set their longest ever winning streak in the competition with an impressive 7th success. They had Inter pinned back from the beginning before Jesus' Pope finish from close range put them ahead in the 10th minute. Inter built up their own period of pressure, Auda going behind and Pet, as Susik levelled when he bent a powerful strike past David Raya from the edge of the area after Nicolo Barella's initial effort was blocked. But Arsenal, like they have so often done this season, regained the lead from a trademark set piece in the 31st minute as Leandro Trossard headed Bukayo's deep corner back into the area, and the unmarked Jesus nodded the ball in. The Brazilian striker's second goal was the 19th Arsenal have scored from corners this season, the most in Europe's top 5 leagues. Substitute Victor Gyökeres made sure it was a comfortable end to the match when he curled in a great strike from the edge of the area for their third 6 minutes from time. Along with missing the playoffs in February, the Gunners will also have home advantage in the second leg in the knockout phase. This match was a 4th on the road for Arsenal in all competitions, and the Gunners again showed they are going to be hard to stop whoever they face. Even more impressive was the fact they have remained unbeaten in all those matches, with wins against Chelsea, Portsmouth and Inter Milan, a point at Nottingham Forest, although disappointing at the time, still saw them stretch their lead at the top of the Premier League to 7 points. Boss Mikel Arteta has been able to rotate his squad through this period with 7 changes in Milan, 3 at Forest and 8 for the Carabao Cup semi-final match at Chelsea. Such is the depth at his disposal this season. He will need his squad to stay fit as they get into the business end of the season, but it looks as though things are starting to fall into place for him. Jesus, starting just his 3rd game this term after returning from an 11-month absence with an anterior cruciate ligament injury, also looks sharp. His 2 goals ended a run of 10 Champions League games without scoring, the last one coming in November 2023 against Lens, while fellow forward Gyökeres boosted his confidence with a goal. With Kai Havertz building his fitness after returning from a knee injury, being able to call on forwards who can get goals will be crucial for Arteta's side in their quest for a trophy. Mikel Arteta makes 7 changes for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus puts Gunners ahead with first Champions League goal since 2023. Pet Susik levels for Inter before Jesus' second. Victor Gyökeres adds a late third as Arsenal make it 7 straight wins in competition. Arsenal's win seals top to finish in league phase. We made it 7 wins from 7 to guarantee a top to finish this season's Champions League thanks to an excellent display to beat Inter Milan in the San Siro. Gabriel Jesus put us in front after 10 minutes with a poacher's effort, but we were soon pegged back when Pet Susik blasted into the top corner 8 minutes later. However, another Jesus goal for a corner got us back in front before half-time, and with 5 minutes to go, Victor Gyökeres fired him from long range to put the cap on a famous win. We have now set our longest ever winning streak in Europe's Premier Club competition, and crucially will now finish no lower than 2nd in the table, securing a passage to the last 16 as well as home advantage in the second leg in the knockout phase. This battle between the leaders of the Premier League and Serie A featured the 2 goalkeepers who had kept the most Champions League clean sheets over the past 3 seasons. But for those thinking this would be a cagey affair, the opening moments changed at viewpoint. Within the first minute, Miles Lewis Skelly and Mikel Merino had seen efforts blocked in the box, and bukayo Saka also saw an early deflected effort, almost deceiving Sama in the host's goal. But 10 minutes in, that positivity paid off. As we probed around the edge of the Inter box again, Jurrien Timber, who let fly, but Federico Di Marco managed to get something on it. However, it spun into the path of the unmarked Jesus, who instinctively prodded it past Sommer to send our supporters packed high up in the San Siro wild. But that joy lasted just 8 minutes as Inter fought back. Having made a fine block in his area moments earlier, the returning Christian Mosquera made another great sliding challenge as Marcus Thuram looked for a shooting opportunity, and after Nicolo Barella had seen an effort repelled by Miles Lewis Skelly, the ball rolled out to Susic on the edge of the box, and he cracked a fierce drive into the top corner. Another dangerous counter-attack nearly led to us falling behind, but Mosquera did brilliantly to hold up Susic when we were outnumbered 3-2, and forced him to pass to Thuram, who shanked over the top. And that piece of defending proved vital, as on 31 minutes we got back in front. After Saka won a corner on the right, he whipped it towards the back post, where Leandro Trossard managed to get his head to it and nod it back across goal. Such was the tightness of the angle. It actually flicked off the crossbar before falling down for Jesus to nod it into the net and complete his brace the 19th time we have scored from a corner this season. The entertaining affair continued, with both teams keen to get into attacking positions as quickly and often as possible, and Saka and Luis Enrique would both spurn opportunities on the counter, while David Raya had to produce a double save just before half-time when Di Marco shot goalwards twice in quick succession, that a combination of our keeper's hands and feet got us into the break in front. We once again came out of the traps blazing, had 3 big chances in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Eber tested Sommer with a low effort that just lacked the required power to beat the Swiss showstopper. Trossard hooked an awkward volley just wide of the far post, and only a fine slide tackle by Alessandro Bastoni denied Saka an easy finish for a fine Jesus pass. But back came Inter, and substitute Pio Esposito did well when battling with Mosquera to get a shot on the turn away, but watched it flash past Reyes far upright. But the same player should have hit the target when a corner fell into his path, but he drove it over the bar. But with 4 minutes to go, we sealed a famous win in style. The strength of our bench saw Mikel Arteta introduce Declan Rice, Gabriel, Ben White, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gyökeres, and the latter combined to great effect to make it 7 wins from 7. After an Inter corner was cleared out to him, Martinelli played a brilliant long ball into the opposition half for the Swede to chase. He powered onto it, held off a defender, and found Saka, who had joined the attack, and after the ball fortuitously fell into the path, Gyökeres swept it into the top corner from 25 yards to net his most impressive strike in red and white so far. That clinched our first Champions League victory in Italy since March 2008, when we beat AC Milan. But this night will live just as long in the memory as we now face Carrara on match day 8 next week, on the brink of becoming the first team in Champions League history to win all 8 of their league phase games. Gabriel Jesus has reached 10 goal involvements in the Champions League for us in 15 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists, only Andre Arshavin 8, Alexis Sanchez 12, and Bukayo Saka have 13 goals. We have won 7 successive Champions League games for the first time in our history. Only Manchester City 10 in March 2024 have enjoyed a longer winning run in the competition. After winning their opening 4 games of this season's Champions League, Inter have since lost each of their last 3. It's their joint longest run in the competition, along with September 2011 and September 2006. We have now won all 11 of our group games in the Champions League since a 1-0 defeat to Inter in November 2024, while Inter have lost each of their last 2 home games in the competition, having gone unbeaten in our 18 prior. Jesus netted his 25th and 26th Champions League goals on his 53rd appearance in the competition. The only Brazilians to reach 25 goals in fewer games are Neymar 44 and Jardel 45. Victor Gyökeres's third Champions League goal this season was our sixth from a substitute in this season's competition, the joint most in 2025-26, along with PSV. After 4 games on the road, we're back at Emirates Stadium on Sunday, when we host Manchester United. And then we wrap up our Champions League phase with a home game against Karol Almaty the following Wednesday. Then we're back on our travels on Saturday, January 31st, when we travel to Leeds United.